today's news, former Premier's trial moved to January 8th, 2024. An alarming number of unsuccessful applicants for Social Security Board housing. National Disaster Management Council convenes on hurricane readiness. And Sons in Suits hailed a success. With these and more stories when 284 News return.
When you're in need of air conditioning, installation, repairs, or replacement services, Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has the professional technicians, equipment, parts, and ACs to get the job done right. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration carries top brands like Daikin, Aircon, Mitsubishi, and more. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located in Fish Bay. Telephone 340-4114 or 343-9511. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, providing exceptional services to the British Virgin Islands since 2015.
Welcome viewers to the Wednesday, June 28th edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Leading today's news in a significant development in the ongoing case involving former Premier Andrew Foy, it has been announced that his trial will now take place in January 2024. Recently, Foy's attorney had requested that the scheduled trial date of July 17th be postponed to at least November 1st. With this, in order to allow the defense more time to process the evidence collected during the alleged scheme, which has increased following the addition of new information provided by co-defendants Olivine and Kadeem Maynards, who pleaded guilty on June 12th. In a court filing published earlier this week, Judge Kathleen M. Williams granted the request and rescheduled the trial to commence on January 8th, 2024. In the months leading up to the trial, Foy is seeking to uncover the identity of the individual who allegedly secretly recorded him agreeing to the plot. The defense argues that Foy's ability to mount in an inadequate defense is hindered by not knowing the name of the confidential source and the potential compensation they received for making the recordings. The issue of the source's identity, as well as the transcription of the tapes and the extensive digital evidence extracted from Foy's devices, has been a source of contention since at least October. An alarming number of applicants to the Joes Hill Manor Estate housing have been unsuccessful after reaching phase 3 of the process that involves seeking financing from a banking institution. Director of Social Security Board, Mrs. Jeanette Scatliff-Boynes, in a recent interview with 284 Media, revealed that approximately 600 applicants applied in 2017 during the initial launch of the project. Following its completion in 2022, she said 400 of the applicants responded positively, but only 200 attended the SSB's homeowner workshop, which were held for the applicants. Of the 200 who were approved by the SSB to proceed to the financing stage, there were no approvals from the banking institutions.
Fast forward to 2022, last year, once the homes were completed, the board inherited those 600 persons. For accountability and transparency, we used those persons, those applicants. We sent out an email, we used the online media, etc., to advise those persons that we were moving ahead and to find out if they were still interested, to find out if they met the qualifying conditions at that time. Out of the 600 persons, we had about 400 persons who responded positively. At that time, we decided that we needed to educate those persons about owning a home. So we had a homeowners workshop, and we had about close to 200 persons attending the workshop. And they were still interested. They then went to the bank. Out of those persons, we got no approvals.
This prompted the SSB to reopen the application process in January, where persons were invited to apply. She said 40 applicants met the SSB's requirement, but only 4 were approved for financing from the banks.
So we went to the second stage in January of 2023 and opened it up to those persons who did not have an opportunity to apply in 2017. And we had about maybe 40 persons, 40 applicants at that time. And they also went to the bank. And out of that set, we had about 4 persons who had moved on.
Skylife Boynes also listed some of the concerns that were raised by the banks.
All along, we have been in contact with the banks. We've had many meetings. I must say all 4 of the banks were interested. They offered either 100% financing, 95% financing. The incentives were very good, and we expected more persons to be successful. But apparently there were issues with credit, there were issues with down payment, there were issues with the cost being too high for extremely expensive for some persons. So those were the reasons why persons were unable to move forward.
In retrospect, the director said it would have been good to have had a homeowners workshop back in 2017 to better inform prospective applicants of the requirements of the banks.
Going back to 2017, if we knew what we know now, it would have been good to have the homeowners workshop at that time. The homeowners workshop gave the applicants an idea as to what to expect, exactly what you need, what the banks require, how to make sure that you ensure that you have a proper credit rating. Those are the things that I think created some issues for the applicants. I think going forward, at where we are now, once a person is unable to move forward, they would let us know. And there is a form that they would fill out stating why they are not moving forward.
Moving forward, she said the SSB will engage in aggressive campaigning to attract more qualified applicants.
We are going to overly educate the people of these islands, the importance of, owning a home, not only for themselves if they are already the owner of a property, but they'll be given the opportunity to purchase a property, maybe for their child. The concern that we heard before was, what if I want to buy the property for my child who is a student, a college student, who would be returning home shortly and would need, a home. It's an investment for them.
Our viewers, that full interview can be viewed at around 8 p.m. on all Twit4 media platforms. In a united effort to bolster the Virgin Islands' readiness for the hurricane season, government agencies and key partners convened for the annual meeting of the National Disaster Management Council on June 22nd. Take a listen.
During the meeting, His Excellency the Governor John J. Rankin, who chairs NDMC, highlighted the crucial role of collaboration in ensuring effective preparedness. Governor Rankin praised the collaborative efforts of the Premier, the Deputy Governor, the Permanent Secretaries, and the Department of Disaster Management, emphasizing their commitment to safeguarding the territory. As warm temperatures persist, Governor Rankin drew attention to the impact of climate change on the planet, noting the potential for more disruptive weather patterns in the future. This, he stressed, underscores the need for everyone to be prepared. Council members shared updates on proactive measures taken thus far, including inspections of emergency shelters, assessments of key public facilities, school repairs, gut clearance, training for first responders, and testing of emergency plans. Premier Dr. The Honorable Natalia Wheatley expressed gratitude to the Council for their dedication in improving the Virgin Islands' resilience. Dr. Wheatley emphasized the importance of integrating resilience into all systems and urged proactive action, reminding everyone that solely relying on hope is not sufficient, especially considering early formation of named storms this season. Deputy Governor David D. Archer Jr. provided an overview of the 2023 Public Service Readiness Assessment, which focuses on response plans, emergency operations, and measures to protect public officers and equipment. Mr. Archer stressed the ongoing efforts to enhance readiness within the public service, acknowledging the constantly evolving environment. Reports were presented on key readiness measures in the public sector, disaster risk reduction activities by the BVI Red Cross, and a hurricane season outlook from DDM meteorologist Andrew Jackson. It is worth mentioning that this was the first NDMC meeting in person since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, demonstrating a significant step towards pre-pandemic normalcy. For 284 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Up next, Sons in Suits hailed a success. See SALPS, harmless but plentiful. But these and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
VI Motors is having a major auto sale on all parts. What? Come on out to our Dust Bottoms location on Friday the 30th of June from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. to enjoy 20% off all filters, including filters that are compatible with Kenworth tractors, Mack, and excavators. Get major discounts on tires. And yes, we even have tires for forklifts, big discounts on tools, batteries, generators, car accessories, lubricants, and much more parts and supplies. This is VI Motors' way of saying thank you for all your support over the years. So come on now to VI Motors on Friday, June 30th from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock and enjoy some great music, great food, and great giveaways, all while you capitalize on our massive auto parts sale. See you there. Yes!
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit, I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome back, viewers. The recently held inaugural Sons in Suits Father-Son brunch at Treasure Isle Hotel was hailed a success as fathers and sons came out in numbers to be inspired and share stories in celebration of fatherhood. Creator and host of Sons in Suits and CEO of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Ron Grant, recently recapped the event with our Jacques Wooding.
Sons in Suits, just so that we recap, was held on the 17th, this past Saturday at Treasure Isle Hotel, and we were honored. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman brand was honored to really welcome almost 100 persons from all different walks of life, fathers, their sons. We also had grandparents, mothers and daughters there, just really community-oriented persons supporting men of all different industries in this journey of fatherhood. And to be honest with you, it was a bit overwhelming because it was so well supported, and we are so thankful for the many persons that came out. Of course, later on we're going to get an opportunity to talk about the sponsors and their support, but it was a phenomenal event. Of course, since then we've had persons already asking what's next, which we can also speak about. But just to recap, a full morning of enrichment, entertainment. We also had some surprises, as you know, but Mr. Jamali Thomas, who's our official DJ, we had some really exciting performances by Johante Smith, as well as Che Pemberton on the tap dancing. The meal, of course, a scrumptious meal and each attendee was able to go away with a gift bag that included some really intricate hand-selected items, along with some branding from CCT and 284 Media, who is one of our platinum sponsors. So as the creator and host of the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, really pleased to be able to have hosted this event, and I want to take this opportunity to thank all the attendees for coming out.
Additionally, Grant spoke on the importance of such an event and its impact.
I am a creative myself, of course, an artist as well. Some persons may not know, but if you catch me on a good day and I feel like singing, I would do it. But really encompassing and opening opportunities to introduce our young men to a variety of aspects. And when I say that, I mean sometimes we're so stuck on the traditional forms of careers and industries, and I think it's important as a creative to make sure, and most importantly as a father, to make sure that we are introducing our young men and our children in general, so our girls too, to the endless opportunities that may be out there. And that's where we hand selected these two young men, Johanse Smith, who's an exceptional vocalist, and Che Pemberton, who is a tap dancer, to really project that it's not a traditional event, and we're not necessarily keeping our young men boxed in. We want to make sure that we introduce them to a wide variety of creative aspects. You also mentioned there was a tribute to the fathers that we've lost, and this was something that I really wanted to include because we have a number of fathers who are no longer with us. And after the event, I spoke to a young man who was there, and he admitted that Father's Day is a bit difficult for him because he no longer has his father. There was another young man there who attended, who was anticipating and hoping that he would have been able to be there with his father. Unfortunately, his father died as a result of gun violence just a few weeks earlier. So we can't neglect the fact that while we're celebrating fathers and fatherhood, there are some persons, it's a soft spot for them because they don't have their father, and that's where, of course, the community comes in, and that's where the community support comes in making sure that those individuals still have a father figure. And the tribute done by Mr. Johanse was Dance With My Father by Luther Vandross. One of the things that I shared on the day, which is a personal story, one of my dreams was always to have my son, who is 2, meet his grandfather. And unfortunately, due to the happenings of COVID, it was really difficult, and we never got for my son to meet his grandfather. He subsequently passed away, and it was important for me to pay tribute to the men that we've lost, and of course in the back of my head was definitely my grandfather. So that's where that aspect came from.
When asked as to what's next, he took time to share what's up and coming for the brand, as well as the purpose of presenting awards and paying homage to persons who have contributed to the fabric of the community.
It was a total surprise to all of the recipients. I'm sure as guest speakers, more than likely they thought they would get a token of appreciation, but it wasn't a token of appreciation. The awards really signified the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman's appreciation in really handpicking and identifying key persons with our community. And I want to add that this is something that we intend to carry on as we continue to host these events, making sure that we're honoring various persons. So my dad received the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman of the Year award because a lot of my qualities in being who I am, I really got from him. We had Entertainer of the Year, Mr. Raul Julusprov, Pioneer of the Year, Deputy Governor of the Virgin Islands, David D. Archer, and Visionary of the Year, Pastor Courtney Jones. It is very important, I think, for us to continue to highlight and promote the positivity in our community, specifically when it comes to men, because it's always a negative, and it's really just not fair to our society. It's really not fair to the fabric of our community to always highlight the negative. There are some good men and young men out there, and it is my role as the creator and host to make sure that we do that.
Grant also took time to thank sponsors of the event, as well as the entire Virgin Islands community for their support. For the full interview, visit all 284 Media platforms, including our Facebook, as well as the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman on Instagram for photos. Well, in response to curiosity and concerns among the public, officials from the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change have stepped forward to address the presence of marine creatures resembling jellyfish in the territory. With more in this report.
On Saturday, a post was made to the BVI Community Board by a member of the public querying the presence of a large amount of jellyfish-like creatures in Brewers Bay. He, for one, initially believed that the creatures were some sort of fish egg or larvae and described them as pulsating like a heartbeat. Several members of the public took to the comments section and made their best guesses at what the creatures were. Some frequent guesses were fish eggs, frog eggs, and plankton, shared along with various photos and videos of persons encountering the creatures at different locations. Environmental Officer 2 and marine biologist Ms. Argel Horton clarified in a recent press release that the creatures causing concern were sea salps. Sea salps are gelatinous creatures belonging to the tunicate family, also known as sea squirts. They are commonly found in warm seas and often go unnoticed in the world of marine biology. Ms. Horton assured residents that sea salps are not harmful to humans, emphasizing that there is no need for nervousness or fear when enjoying a visit to the beach. She explained that the presence of sea salps on beaches is directly linked to phytoplankton blooms in the water, and these blooms serve as a primary food source for the sea salps. As Ms. Horton elaborated, the abundance of phytoplankton in the water directly affects the population of sea salps. They reproduce through cloning and match their reproduction to the availability of their food source. As long as the phytoplankton is plentiful, the sea salp population will continue to increase. However, once the food source is depleted, their numbers will decline, eventually leading to their demise. Consequently, sea salps may wash up on the beach or sink to the ocean floor. Ms. Horton emphasized that sea salps play a vital role in nutrient cycling within the water column, as they excrete nutrients that benefit ocean communities. The world's oceans are home to approximately 50 different species of salps, each exhibiting unique characteristics. Some species resemble small tubes, while others resemble long snakes or chandeliers hanging in the water. Sea salps typically survive for a period ranging from 2 weeks to 3 months before being consumed by mackerel and tuna, or sinking slowly to the ocean floor, where they accumulate in significant quantities. To obtain more information about these marine creatures or address any concerns, individuals are encouraged to contact the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change at 284-468-2147. For 284 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Up next, non-stop concert nearing and survey to determine USVI's official dish and dessert. Well, these stories when 284 News return.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny Boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny Boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. The non-stop concert schedule for this Friday, June 30th is set and ready to take center stage. Preparations are underway and persons are encouraged to come out to the free event. Event manager at the BVI Tourist Board, Mr. Dirk Walters, recently sat down with our Ron Grant to speak on the event.
The non-stop concert that's happening this Friday, 30th of June at the Festival Grounds in Road Town, we're celebrating non-stop access, of course, to the territory, to the BVI. You know, for quite some time, we've had non-stop access from different jurisdictions, different countries, here in the Caribbean, Dominican Republic, of course, St. Martin, St. Kitts, Antigua, and it's getting better and better with the latest addition being the American Airlines flights non-stop out of Miami, Florida, directly to Beef Island. So this is really a game changer for us here in the BVI, and the flights are in such high demand that the airline has had to add in additional flights, to even ramp it up from 1 flight a day to 2, and there may even be more coming up. So, the government, this is part of the government's commitment to improving the airlift coming into the territory and basically bolstering a tourism product. And this is one of the things we're going to be doing going forward. This is just the start of actually pushing entertainment tourism in the territory as well.
Additionally, he touched on some of the performers for the evening.
Bear in mind that this concert it's starting at 5 p.m. on the festival grounds.
So we're getting half day off?
I'm not sure about that. I don't have the authority or autonomy. That's very far above my pay grade. But we're starting from 5 p.m. So we're encouraging persons to come out, families, children. We're going to have vendors there selling food, toys, games. We might have a couple of small rides and bouncy houses and things of that nature as well. So we encourage persons to come out. So in terms of the entertainment lineup, we have persons such as DJ Turbo Songs. We have DJ Taz, DJ Bertram. Also, we have Jeremy Vanterpool and Kamal Georges doing an incredible set. So what we're basically doing, if you can follow from the lineup, we're trying to cover all the different bases in terms of the different genres of music.
Definitely.
So we get a nice feel, a nice appeal to bring all different persons from all walks of life and different tastes out, And so they're going to be doing a really great set. That's some of our greatest saxophone players here in the entire Virgin Islands. And also we have 2 Smooth Band. They're going to be performing as well. We have Boss and his brand new band, Euphonic. Boss is no stranger. He's one of the veterans, the legends in the music game around here. 2 Smooth, Michael Blaze and Buckwheat and those guys as well. And also we're going to have a performance by a young lady by the name of Tia, whose stage name is Grim Reaper. She's right out of East End Longlow. She's going to be performing as well. We're also going to have Iritical. Iritical is no stranger, international songs he's put out over the years. He's going to be performing with a live band.
Amazing.
Yes, we're going to have Monet, and Monet has been making waves internationally and working with such artists such as Dexter Daps and others, doing really great things, and she's right out of the Virgin Islands here, of course. She will also be performing with a live band, so we're very much looking forward to that.
While the concert is free, there is a preferred boarding VIP experience being offered, including parking, preferred sharing, and unlimited drinks and food. Tickets for the preferred boarding experience are available at Caribbean Sellers. For that full interview, visit all 284 media platforms. Well, to our final story, the Virgin Islands will hold a territory, that is the United States Virgin Islands, where the survey will be allowed for members of the public to be an active part of the decision on what will be the official dish and dessert for the USVI. With a move described as an effort to cement the culinary identity of USVI comes following a successful proposal of a Bill 350078 to the Senate Committee on Culture, Youth, Aging, Sports and Parks by Senator Angel Balquis. Well, Alani Henman, Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Tourism, testified in support of the bill on behalf of the Department Commissioner Joseph Boschuk. Well, she highlighted that a national dish and dessert would elevate culinary and agriculture tourism in the Virgin Islands. Henman proposed a digital strategy for the survey, including targeted ads on social media, a digital survey platform, and localized digital ads throughout the territory. Following the survey, results will be submitted to the legislature, which would then move to enact a law declaring an official national dish and dessert. Well, that's all for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye-bye.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live, select your package, and tune in.